forget the orientation or something like that. If a washer fell out, you know exactly how it came. As you guys know, I use this bike for wheelie practice, and it's just the nature of the beast. If you're learning how to wheelie, you're gonna dump it a couple of times and your front end's gonna get mangled up. In this case, we're gonna replace the handlebar risers because it seems like there's a little bit of a shift on the handlebar, but it's not the handlebar that's bent, but it seems like it's the risers. So we're gonna change that. Before we start removing the handlebar and the risers, guys, we're gonna loosen the two bolts that's holding down the handlebar at the bottom. Don't remove them completely, just loosen them up. That way it makes it a lot easier for you to remove them down the line, and then we'll work our way up. Okay, loose enough. We're gonna go to the opposite side. For the video purpose, I've loosened some of these up. I'm just going to loosen the brace bar so I could have access to the two bolts at the top. Okay, now we're just gonna loosen these guys up. Loose. Some of these definitely gotten loose over time. I've went down maybe twice with this. At balance point, I'm assuming at some point they just got completely loose. Now we're just gonna shift this off. Maybe we'll go this way. That's much better. Just make sure you know exactly how these goes. You can see the push back is, the sweeping back is this way, and then the shorter end is this way. Just be mindful how these came out so you know exactly how this came out. So it was the washer, the cup, and the nut. One thing that I think I would recommend to do as you're doing this, don't remove both of them. That way if you forget the orientation or something like that, if a washer fell out, you know exactly how it came. So there we go. We know exactly how that came out. And also there's a rubber grommet on the inside. See? And then there's another rubber grommet here for, I guess, for vibrations. They go like this, sandwich in between just like this. And also there's a little cup here. So we're gonna pull those off and recycle them. As you can see, this is exactly how they go. Just make sure you're doing the same exact pattern here. You see that? Both grommets sandwich in, and then there's a washer up here. So this is why I'm doing it one at a time. So let's get the new piece. All right, so we're just gonna recycle exactly these components. Just like that. Let's slide that in. I'm gonna put that grommet at the bottom in. Then you're gonna take the other washer, the OEM washer that goes underneath, and then you're gonna drop the washer that came with it, and then from there we will start threading in Now we're going to remove the riser clamps off so we can place the handlebar on the actual risers. That way it gives us leverage for us to tighten the bottom bolts. These are not tight. All I'm doing is just really placing them so that way we can have leverage to tighten the bottom screws. So what I'm doing, I'm removing the front plate because it's a little bit of a challenge to get to the screws. It'll be easier to tighten it back with the front plate off. I'm just gonna lift. There we go. Front plate is off. Much better clearance. Just make sure you don't over tighten these. Gonna take our painter's marker and just mark it here so you could see it easily. I'm gonna mark there as well. And for the front. Okay, make sure nothing is getting pinched, especially when you're putting everything back. Last but not least, we're gonna fasten the brace back down. That's it. New risers on. Everything looks a lot better, straighter in my opinion. These risers are definitely higher than OEM, so heads up.